we are going to talk about Peach Momoko.
Who?
Are you not familiar? You've been gone for a minute.
Yeah, I think you might have to jog my memory. Who?
Actually, no. I think you know exactly who I'm talking about. What is your thoughts about Peach as a new artist in the scene? Fire, right?
I am the fire guy, so I guess I have to say fire once in a while.
So many covers, so many variants, so many stores working with Peach, so much good content coming out from this artist. And we actually did a top 10 list, a little highlight of some art that she did, preliminaries, and you should go check it out. Put the link above here. And she liked it. She really liked the podcast. She was digging it. And we've been working together a little bit. We're planning covers and things like that. And the response that she had was super surprising.
She's watching this right now.
She could be. Shout out Peach.
Ooh. I'm all nervous.
Everybody say hi to Peach by hitting the like button, because the response that she gave to the podcast, aside from, digging it, was that she wishes she knew that we were going to be talking about tattoos the whole show.
Oh, yeah. That was kind of like the theme of you and Jeff's show.
Yeah. I chat about some ink that I've gotten, some mistakes that I've gotten. And she responded with like, I wish I would have known because I love tattoos. So that was like, whoa. Well, hold up. Why do you like tattoos? I got to know. And she would tell me that she actually was trained in art by a tattoo artist. Peach was actually actively preparing for work in the tattoo industry before she was embraced by the comic collector industry, by the community.
We poached Peach.
How
exciting.
She would actually then go on to send me images of artwork that she did, presumably for tattoo designs for people, practicing, getting ready to start taking on the responsibility of doing some, needle to skin work.
I could never even imagine. Like, of course, I would definitely rather do paper. You mess up a piece of paper and you just erase it or throw it away and restart, but you mess up someone's skin and they got to, do a bunch of things with lasers and stuff like Tom here and get your R's switched around and your Batman face is fixed and you gotta, no.
This is what she said. Before I became a tattooist, I got introduced to many comic conventions and soon publishers. So before my age deadline, I was busy in the comic book world. So like before she was of age, able to start tattooing, she was already getting her feet wet doing covers and such. Then I couldn't become a tattoo artist. So now, since I only am trained in pencil doing tattoo designs and not a needle, whatever I have a chance, I tattoo my drawings with a pencil. Haha.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's much safer. Pencils over needles. Like, just saying needles makes me all shivery.
Now she does tattoos with pencils. I love it. All right, now I want to get into something that a lot of people don't know, and that this isn't just a variant cover artist, okay? She actually was featured in print prior to doing covers for comic books. And this actually started back in 2017 with Heavy Metal magazine, specifically the one that I'm sitting right in front of, issue number 288. A lot of you are actually going to be familiar with the Frazetta homage on cover A, but there's actually a couple other variants. And I actually picked the cover C as my favorite. And in this book, we have a story by Peach Momoko, making it her first published comic work on the inside. And I had you read it, Ryan. And because I couldn't find it on the internet, we're going to go through that today with the comic book fam.
Oh, we're blazing a trail here.
We absolutely are. So this is actually titled Shaman Himiko.
Okay, it's this one.
That's right. Why don't we tell the community a little bit about this comic book?
It's a short one. It is 2 pages.
Front and back, like one page, front and back.
Yeah, real quick. And it's about this, it's like a fortune teller kind of lady, but she's a little more sinister than that, because this guy comes in and he's basically complaining and whining like, oh man, poor me, my life sucks because of this, and this. And the shaman, she's like, oh, that sucks. You're whining and complaining. You think you're a victim. Well, I'm going to make you a victim.
Yeah, she sees something in him that she doesn't like, and she would then proceed to devour him.
Yeah, it's
on the last page.
It's kind of graphic and a little scary.
When I read this, I was surprised to see how dark this was. And then I was reminded in our conversations about the other covers that we discussed last week that she said her signature horror vibe is what she would lean on. She would say that some of her favorite work is incorporating horror into the art. But all we're seeing is like Marvel covers. We're seeing pinup covers. We're seeing, Silver Surfer black covers. Like I know these images, right? We're seeing the color work. We're seeing the beauty in the watercolors. But then reading this comic book, oh my gosh.
It's dark.
It's dark. She is a horror artist. And you see that in these pages.
It actually reminded me a lot of Uzumaki, Junji Ito, like manga stuff, like horror mangas. Like it's some freaky body horror stuff going on in these 2 pages.
All right, now the next story we're going to talk about is in Heavy Metal Magazine, issue number 290. There are multiple variants to this issue, so I picked my favorite one. And on the inside, we have the second comic book that Peach has produced, the second published comic work, rather. And it's only a short 4 pages, front and back 2 pages.
Like this girl is standing on the outside of a railing, it looks like. She's about to jump.
She's about to commit suicide. She's thinking, the surrounding sky is actually memories of what appears to be just difficult times in this young lady's life.
Looks like people just laughing at her and
bullying her.
Getting all sad in the shower and nothing fun. So she jumps and...
Right?
Yeah.
It is graphic.
This is an all-ages show, is it not? I don't know if we can show this one.
Hey, we showed Playboy earlier.
We did. So, yeah, sort of.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at a gruesome image of a person who has hit the ground really hard and is now a mess, a bloody mess of a shell of a person.
Eyeballs protruding out of the scalp.
And brains and guts and blood everywhere. It's not a happy image. It's beautiful in a weird, creepy way, but it's not a happy image.
She's a horror artist, man. It is so dark. But what do we see next?
These like little bunny and puppy angel spirit things kind of like fly down to her and reconstitute her as like a winged angel.
Yeah, she wants to transform. She wants to fly away from her problems. She wants to get away from it, right? So she commits the final act and kills herself.
That makes sense.
To be reborn.
Yeah. When people say they want to fly as like the superpower that they get, and usually like psychologically that's because they want to like get away from people and like avoid things, and that makes sense. So she gets these wings and flies off into the sky.
Seemingly happy ending, right?
Right. And then a couple panels later, this like kitty cat jumps up and you see a bunch of feathers and you turn the page and the cat just has her little angel corpse in his mouth and is just staring at the camera like, yo, I got a snack now. And this girl's dead again.
The cat consumes her. Let's hear what Peach has to say about this work of art. She says, Toko was inspired by some Japanese 70s and 80s folk music about a girl wanting to become a bird. So for me, wanting to be a bird, equals wanting to fly away from society. See? Girls being bullied, wanting to get away from her problems. And being a bird doesn't always mean you can fly away from reality. That birds also have its own enemies and problems in life.
Makes sense.
Right?
Animals fight birds and eat birds all the time. Like hunters,
How deep is that, man?
That's cool. It's cool that she was able to convey all that silently in just a few pages, just a few panels. There's a lot of big panels in there too, so there's not much to work with.
Comic Fam, issue number 299 for Heavy Metal Magazine is delayed, but coming out. And this is actually going to feature the 3rd published story by Peach Momoko. I cannot wait till she gets her own title, till she starts releasing her own independent comics and we see the horror mastermind behind these pens, behind these watercolors, come out and really show what she can do.
I'm interested to see that kind of storytelling expanded and given room to breathe in like a full-size comic, not just a few pages.
Absolutely. Thanks, Peach. You're awesome. We're big fans out here.